Okay, so to change a fraction into a decimal, it's helpful to remember that fractions, like 3 over 8, are actually division problems. So we can also write this as 3 divided by 8, and that means the same thing. Now there's another way that we can write division problems as well, and that is using this template. And to do it like this, the first number in our division goes on the inside, and the second number of our division goes on the outside. And the way that we generate the answer then is by asking this question. How many times does our outside number, 8, fit into the inside number, which in this case is 3? So let's just set this up with a bit more space here. So if we do it down here, we're going to set it up the same way. So the numerator of our fraction, the top number, goes on the inside, and the denominator, the bottom number, goes on the outside. And we're going to ask ourselves that question again. How many times does 8 fit into 3? Well, 8 doesn't fit into 3, so we put a 0 there. And because we've run out of numbers now, we need to put a decimal place. And we create a new 0. And because we didn't use the 3, we weren't able to use it, we drag that 3 across. And now we ask, how many times does 8 go into 30? So we read this new number here as 30, the 3 and the 0. So 8 goes into 30 3 times. 3 times 8 is 24. So we've got 6 left over. So again, we create another 0, and we had 6 left over, so we put that remainder of 6 there. And now we ask the same question again. How many times does 8 fit into 60? So 8 times 7 is 56. That's as close as we can get. And we had 4 left over. So again, create another 0, drag that remainder over there. Same question again. How many times does 8 fit into 40? And this time, 8 goes into 40 exactly 5 times. So that means we can stop now, and that's our final answer. So you can see up the top there, there's our decimal. So 3/8 is equivalent to 0.375. That's the decimal version of the fraction 3/8. Let's have a look at this bottom fraction. So this is 6/5. So again, the top number will go on the inside, and the bottom number will go on the outside of our template. So it's really important to get that the right way round. It's tempting to always want to put the big number on the outside once you get used to doing fractions, but you need to maintain that system of the bottom number, the denominator, goes on the outside, and the top number goes on the inside. So we ask the same questions again now. How many times does 5 go into 6? So 5 goes into 6 one time, and there's 1 left over. But because we've run out of numbers here, there's nothing left, we need to put a decimal place in, create a 0, and we had 1 left, so we put that remainder there. How many times does 5 go into 10? It goes in 2 times exactly. And so we get our answer up the top there, which in this case is 1.2. So you can see in both these answers, we got a decimal number, but in the first one, our number was less than 1. So 0.375 is less than 1. In the second case, we got an answer which is bigger than 1. It's 1.2. And that kind of makes sense. If we look back at the original fractions, in this first one here, we had 3/8, which is 3 pieces out of 8. So we haven't got a full pizza, we've only got 3 of the 8. Whereas in the second example, we had 6/5. So that would mean that each pizza has 5 pieces to it. And if we've got 6, that must mean we've got 1 full pizza, and then we've actually started to eat into our second pizza, and there's our 6/5. So that makes sense. If we've got 6/5, we must have more than 1 whole pizza. If we've only got 3/8, we must have less than one whole pizza. So the answer would be less than 1. So thinking about the type of fraction it is can help you to check at the end whether you've got the right answer. But turning a fraction into a decimal involves using that template and asking that question, how many times does the outside number fit into the inside number?